We're live.
And we're back.
What's up,
What's up?
everybody?
What's up?
Wait, come on, Justin. We gotta do it. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm not too sure about what I'm supposed to do with these.
So thank you, everybody, who's tuning in. So we've been actually joking for like the last 15 minutes while we were waiting to go live. We got Broken Side in studio finally. Yay! So if you guys want to start, you want to introduce yourself and tell us in your best cornbread accent, Johnny. What do you guys do in the band?
I play rhythm guitar, part-time lead player, and I do screen vocals and backing vocals.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm the drummer. That's what I do. I make noises. I watch Johnny. We look at each other and, we do things. So, yeah.
You lock eye contact and it's like, yeah, I'm in the groove. Are you in the groove?
No, it's usually looking at his ass. He's always in front of me. So
that makes total sense. That actually makes total sense.
Like big glutes.
Yeah. Well, it did.
Let's get that gay for him.
Yeah, right. So a lot of people actually don't know, but when we actually combined the riff with Off the Record, and when we did, you guys had actually sent the riff some of your music, which is how I found out about you guys. And we were doing an unsigned only on the radio station that we had. And you guys sent over your music, and you got a lot, and I mean a lot of like kudos from people who were listening. Everybody's like, man, these guys are sick. So when we combined the riff with Off the Record, and we're like, okay, well, what bands, we want to get bands from all over, not just, in mine and Rob's area and then in Grover's area, but all over. And I immediately thought of you guys. So that's when I messaged Justin, and I'm like, hey, like, are you guys interested? Let's do this. And so I have been looking forward to this for a while. So thank you guys so much for coming on Off the Record. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
It's pretty cool to hear that people liked what you put out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put out. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys got a lot of really great reactions, and I became a fan. I listened to you guys and I was like, whoa. And one of the things that caught my attention was not only when you sent over your music to the email, you also included your EPK. And a lot of bands have an EPK somewhat, but like yours was just professionally done, very well put together. Like, yeah,
Holy
that's
shit.
Right. And it's like, wow, like these guys are the real deal. Like, check this out. This is awesome. Like, all the information's right here. So thank you for that.
You'd be
Fake it till
surprised.
you make it, It's you can do a lot with a free Wix page and some Google Drive links. That's really all it takes. Make it look good, and then people. I mean, it's easy to click on stuff if it's there.
It really is. No, it is. And thank you guys for that, because I didn't have to go out and search for all this stuff to try to find you guys, to be able to like find your music, to be able to like download your, any type of photos or anything that we were using for the promotions. Like, you had it all right there. So that was huge help. Thank you for that, by the way.
A lot of bands forget there's another side of not just the music, but the professionalism of it on there. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got that to a T. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with the first question that I have to get out of the way. So, one, where are you guys from, and how did you come up with the band name Broken Side?
Well, I'm from Maynardville, Tennessee, which is about half an hour north of Knoxville. I was born and raised there. I currently live in Halls, but which is Knoxville, basically just suburbs. And how we came up with the name is I took my favorite Pantera song, which is Broken.
Yes.
And I took a word out of the album that launched Nickelback, which is Super Side Up, which is side, and I just put them together.
Outstanding. I'm a big fan. I think that's the first time I've heard that too.
Is it really?
Are you about to quit the band? Is this news?
But it was in the garage. And
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I think we were all like conversating about, awesome butt rock bands that we all like, and so.
Rob and I just had a good discussion about butt rock the other day. That's awesome. Oh, that is awesome. So, how did you two meet?
Internet.
Hey,
It really started with Johnny and Jesse. I mean, you guys. What's the backstory, Johnny? Like,
Well, I
he
mean,
knows.
I was like 19. He was 18, and he had been in a couple of bands in, high school. They played talent shows. They were good. The guitar player and him were really good. I was just basically in my bedroom all the time, just jamming Metallica riffs, anything I could learn. Anthrax, try eventually got into, learning some kill switch riffs and stuff. I've forgotten all that stuff now, and eventually he was not doing anything musically for a while, so we just got together and he bought an electric guitar and an amp, and he's like, "Well, will you teach me some stuff?" And I was like, "Well, yeah," because he played acoustically mostly. So I taught him basic power chords and how to shift around with some single notes. And I mean, a couple of months, he was, getting really good. So we just started jamming out, writing riffs, and eventually he had trouble in the beginning writing lyrics. So we worked with some people to write lyrics, and eventually he came into his own. That's like now he's a monster at writing lyrics. He just,
Yeah.
but, so me and him's been together for, almost 10 years. We're going on 8 right now. So, we've been together for a minute. We've been through 2 bands before this one. We're in a band called Limits, which still has songs on YouTube. But this ends now. And then now, finally, this one, which I think I found my forever home.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And so, who are we missing tonight?
Skeeter, the bass player.
Yeah. Jesse's the singer, and JW, John Weist, he's the other guitar player. So we actually have 3 guitar players if you include Jesse, because Jesse sings and plays. And that's what kind of gives us our superpower. It's like Captain Planet of metalish rock. Our powers combined, heart and whatever. That's what comes out. We get layers of guitars and things happening that are a lot of fun. But
absolutely,
yeah, the rest of Johnny's story, after they played for a long time, and I moved to Tennessee, and these guys, I responded to a Facebook ad, and these guys showed up at my house. It was here, the next room over. It was a smaller room than what I'm in now, little tiny ass room. And they showed up with a notebook full of like just music ideas and lyrics and all this stuff, and they started playing things, and they're like, "Here's a song for you, man." All right, so they played through it. I'm like, that sounds really good. I think I'm gonna try this. I recorded everything that they were doing in the room at the time during our first practice or get together jam, and then I added drums to it, and it come to find out, like, one of the 2 songs that we had recorded that day is actually The Flaw. It was our first single. So we put it all together, and once we had the band running, we ended up finding John as the other guitar player, and then Skylar showed up as bass player without a bass, supposedly.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, you guys, yeah, I'm gonna come, but you got a bass I can borrow?"
Yeah.
'Cause I don't have one.
And the amp. Yeah, because he was messaging me, and he was like, "Do you have like an amp and like a bass?" And we were trying to find somebody. We were being serious about it. So I literally texted the guys. I was like, "So, does anybody just have like a bass and a bass amp just laying around, baby?" Like, this guy doesn't have. And then he literally texted me back right that second. It was like, "Just kidding. I got my own stuff."
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many people actually respond to ads and, "Well, it's in the pawn shop right now," or, "I have to sell it. My car broke down, but I'm still interested." It's like,
yeah, that's a no. That's when you just kind of,
Yep.
cross
Swipe left. Yeah, swipe left.
Swipe left. Yep.
So it's actually funny you
But-
said that. I heard that they were somebody was coming up with an app for musicians to be able to network with other musicians, and it's kind of like the whole Tinder thing. You swipe right or swipe left, and you can connect with like bass players or drummers or whatever that are in your area to be like, let's set up a jam session. Like, so I heard it's been a minute, but I heard that was like a thing, a topic that people were trying to come up with to help artists network with other artists. I was like, that's kind of interesting. I don't know. Like, what if you get a serial killer? You know?
Oh, that's Grinder, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Grinder.
Go check out Grinder.
Everybody's going to go for that 6-foot drummer that makes 6 figures. So you got to make sure you put your profile just right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It'd be kind of
You're
scary.
absolutely right. Would that even be a thing that you think musicians would use?
Well, I mean, they already don't use Facebook groups, so
Well, good point.
Yeah.
you know, I mean, we already have all kinds of resources that a lot of people don't use. You know, I mean, it's already there basically.
You're right. It's just, I guess maybe it's just something new to keep up with trends or fads. Like, hey, this is popular, so let's create this for this reason. So that makes sense. So
Yeah.
how long have you both been playing your instruments? Because you guys are really fucking good. So
I've been playing since I was 12. So
wow.
I'm gonna tell my age here a bit. So what is that?
He's 21.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is just 21 years. Oh Lord.
Yeah, I've been playing also probably since I was 11 or 12, 5th grade. Started playing the drums in, junior high, or not junior high, elementary school.
Oh,
So,
wow. So
Yeah, just concert, snare drum. And,
yeah,
you know.
yep. I get that. So what made you gravitate to your instrument? Why not, what was your original appeal for, I want to do that?
For me, it was, I started on saxophone, and then I moved into playing drums because I couldn't fake it on the saxophone anymore. And the drums were like easy. Like I could follow the rhythm, and I'm from a musical family. So like both my grandparents played music, and then my dad was a drummer. So I kind of went that way, and it worked out for me,
Oh yeah.
Love playing drums. So
that's awesome. Johnny, what about you? What made you go, I want guitar?
Well, combination of a lot of things, but if I had to pinpoint it to one thing, it would probably be seeing a video of Metallica in Seattle in '89, I think.
Yes.
When they did Creeping Death. You just see James Hetfield out there just, hammering, and I was like, I've kind of always gravitated more towards, being a rhythm player. I'll play some leady stuff every once in a while, but as far as gravitating towards my instrument, I was like, yeah, I kind of want to be like that guy.
Hey,
what he's trying to say is he's a chonky son of a bitch.
Johnny, I have a question for you in that route. So, in your opinion, who is the best guitar manufacturer, and why is the only correct answer to that question ESP?
They make the quintessential metal guitar. Because I was an Epiphone guy for a very long time. That's like right now I got a LTD right here. So, and I just bought another one of these. It's a the flat top black one. I just neck profile, just body weight. They're not as heavy as a Gibson, so you're not breaking your back. Any configuration, you get the modern styles, or if you go back and get the Hetfield style Explorer with the banana headstock, they all still to this day are just metal as fuck.
You were talking about the neck profile. I like that they're not super thin like you would see on like an Ibanez.
Yeah.
But it's not playing like a fucking bat either.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I was actually having a hard time with. It seemed like the older I got, the worse my grip was getting with smaller necks. Like I was having a hard time doing correct finger patterns and stuff. So I found this one, and it's like it puts the meat right dead in your palm, but you can still reach around and grab all the notes you need to. So it's for me, it's perfect. So
That's what she
Exactly.
said.
Jada was
Sorry,
going
I
to say
couldn't
that.
resist.
Yeah,
I couldn't resist.
that's what he said too. Ah.
yeah.
Exclusive.
That's awesome. So, okay, so Rob asked gear. Rob's the gearhead. So I have to ask for drums. What is your setup?
Oh, I've got 2
That.
Mapex kits right now. Yeah, it's so I've got. I don't know what to do. I play. It depends on what we're doing. Right now I'm set up like ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Here I'll show you. It's a little bit
Get a tour.
everywhere. It's kind of dark in here, but that's a
That's
like 9-piece right there with the single
Shit.
bass drum. So I got a 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18-inch toms with 2 roto toms on top of that, and a single bass drum. And then I've got another kit. It's half of that that I keep. This one I keep set up. It's a Maple Mapex Meridian kit, which I love, and I play Zildjian cymbals exclusively. I just love the way
course.
Zildjian sound.
Of course.
But I've got 2 Mapex kits, and I keep one. I've got the gray one that I take on the road with me because it's wrapped. It's a birch kit, and it just
Ooh.
takes the abuse of being on the road, even though I have cases, the red one is all lacquer. So I played it and I moved it around for a while, and I just got to where I didn't want to mess it up because it sounds so good. It's a maple, and then I got another kit up there. I've got a Pearl export over there too. That was my first drum set, so I kept it. But
Oh,
my primary, I have to keep it. My primary setup is a 22 by 18 kick, 10, 12, 14, 16 toms, and then I've got an old acrolite that I play all the time. It's like a Ludwig 5.5 by 14,
wow.
and
Okay.
that's my like go-to snare. It was my dad's snare when he was a kid, and
Oh,
it just sounds awesome.
Mhm.
And then I've got the honker that I take on the road with us for shows. It's a Mapex Daisy Cutter steel shell.
that's
Now,
awesome.
what I like, Justin, is the whole time you're talking about your setup, Johnny is over there just fucking look at him right now,
He's
right
drooling.
now. Like, apparently he is very
Oh, yeah.
pleased.
And see, he's playing also. I don't know if you've noticed. He's got the
Yeah,
guitar in his hand.
yeah.
It's like you can't separate the man from his guitar. Even like in the room, his rig is right there where we practice. Like that's his
Yep.
spot, this little area.
I just
take a break.
appreciate. Yeah.
Yeah. We take a break and like everybody will leave the room and we'll be downstairs like outside drinking a beer or something, and you could hear Johnny up here like writing another song. He's like like it's in there constantly. So but yeah,
Johnny,
man, we have
I
fun.
appreciate that you appreciate his shit too.
Oh yeah, man, he's phenomenal. I mean, and like his tom work, I think is it's just top notch. I mean, if you listen to Cartographer, for instance, I mean, the intro to that song just, I mean, it takes your head off.
I agree. And I've seen video of you guys live, and you guys look like I mean, you sound amazing, but you guys look like you're having a blast at the same time. Like you're just having the time of your life when you're on stage, and you can just see it. It's like even through video, you can kind of feel that energy. Like, man, I wish I was there partying with these guys. Like, I want to be in the mosh pit too. It's like it's one of those. You're just kind of you can sense it, you can see it, you can feel it even through video. And that was whenever you guys sent over your song for the radio station, I immediately went and looked you guys up to hear other stuff too. And I was blown away by how great you guys sound. And my oldest actually, Justin, saw you on the drums and was like, "Damn, Mom." And I'm like, "I know, right?" So, and then it cut to, I don't know which one it was. It was one of the other guitarists that you guys have. And he was like, yep,
Yeah.
long hair. And he
JW.
goes,
Yeah.
JW, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes, "Whoa."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Mom, what's the name of these guys?" And immediately went and looked you guys up. So it's
Yeah.
it's definitely, you guys can tell you guys have like a lot of fun on stage. So whenever you are on stage, how do you keep that energy going? Because it's got to be tiring. I know I probably couldn't do it. My fat ass be up there and be like the whole time. So how do you keep that energy going when you're on stage and keep the crowd involved the way they are?
Okay, no crab walks. No.
Yeah, yeah. That's a new one. Yeah, the goblin mode. So I do that now. Really, we actually have been working towards doing more crowd interaction and trying to get better in that aspect. We actually didn't really. We've kind of been, I guess, self-deprecating in that aspect. Was like we were like we need more banter, more things to say, and you know. But it's nice to
Yep.
hear that just the energy of us vibing and playing the tunes shows to the crowd. So that's nice. But we have been working hard at making the live show a little bit better. Yeah.
It definitely shows. I've seen some of the videos, and you guys absolutely kill it when you're on stage. Like, you guys do a fantastic job. Like, I'm a big fan. If you can't tell, I've been excited. You guys are coming on the show tonight.
Thanks.
We really appreciate it. Really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
I think we just have
absolutely.
fun.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we like playing together. And I think we all have our own the songs that we love, like our own songs that are the favorite songs. You know what I mean? Like my favorite song to play versus Johnny's favorite song to play or JW. But there's parts of certain songs that now we've been together for 4 years now. And like some of these songs, like I know every time we go to start the flaw, right? The song's in six. You count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you start. I counted it in 4 one time, and I fucked up the band so bad. I was like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're like, what is going on? And like, but now, yeah, like what's happening? But now
What
it's
is
like
this?
every time we go to play this song, I'm like, in 4? I look at Johnny, I'm like, in 4? And
Of
it's
course.
just shit like that. Like, other songs, like we're staring at each other for random reasons and just making fun of each other on the stage or just having fun.
Yes.
Or Johnny's like breaking a string or like,
Yeah.
it,
That's the word.
it just,
Ah,
we feed off of each
that was
other.
fun.
We're all
Absolutely.
brothers now, It's a big
Yeah.
dysfunctional, fun family. So
Absolutely.
So, what is your favorite song to play live?
Right now, mine is the new one, Final Notice.
There we go.
I mean,
It's a
that
different song.
it's I don't know. It's got a different vibe to it.
yeah,
Because I like how it's really atmospheric in the beginning, and then we just ramp you up into just some really brutal stuff.
When I
It's
first
just
heard it, I thought of a little bit of hint. I don't know if these are influences or not, but Macedon. That's what I heard.
yeah. Skylar's heavily influenced by Macedon.
That's what I heard for Final Notice. Is that
Yeah.
You're right. That vibe to
the
it.
mix feels like that too, like a little Mastodon,
Yeah.
Gojira-esque, like just the way it's mixed,
Exactly. Right.
My favorite song, you guys probably have never heard my favorite song. I actually like playing, we have a song called White Corn Liquor, and it never gets played anymore. But for me, the drum part in that song, it's just fun, and I smash the shit out of everything, and it's like, it's just fun. It's got a great groove when we get going, and
When
it's
you do
a fun song. So
when we get you that encore,
of the
have
stuff
that
that's
song ready.
released,
Yeah.
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 Of the stuff that's released, I think I like Interloper the best, just live, because I get to go a little crazy on it. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That one is like a crowd fave too because of the breakdown and that it's like it's been a mainstay basically since we released it.
yeah,
Every time we flirt with the idea of taking it off the set list, we look at the set list and we're like, nope, put Interloper back on there somewhere. Like it doesn't matter in what order, but we got to play it.
That's awesome. So, speaking of your newest single, you guys want to hear some Broken Side?
I do.
Yay!
Ooh.
Absolutely. I will never. There. Yeah. So, for everybody out there who wants to hear Broken Side, here you go. Here's the latest. That was awesome.
Very fucking cool. We lost.
Justin.
Where'd he go?
Oh no.
Well,
He gone.
So
Maybe he
Johnny,
figured out what to do with his hands.
there are just so many layers to that song. Now I'm not just talking about guitars, the vocals, the guitar sections, the melodies within the rhythm, even the drum section. There are just so many layers to it's something that it's like opening up a present, and it's boxes, it's more boxes. It's like you keep digging and you keep finding new shit within.
Yeah.
Right? There are layers, but it's not confusing either. Everything has its own little place, and nothing is overpowering. Like the mix is beautiful. Nothing is overpowering. I would say maybe bring the drums up just a little bit, but hey, there he is.
There he is.
Coincidence.
Speaking of, so Justin, I was just talking about all the layers and everything to that track. I made the comment that I thought, as far as the mix is concerned, maybe the drums could have been brought up just a little bit. That's my opinion, and that's digging way too far deep into it. But I do want to talk about the guitars for a second, because I am a guitarist myself. So, Johnny, if I had to guess, I think you're in A standard tuning, but I don't think you're in E standard. I am going to guess D standard.
Close. We're in drop C.
You were in drop C. Okay, all right, I was close. All right, it was in drop, but in drop C. Okay, very cool. Your tone, you got a. It's not like it's not like all crunch. Like there's some clean to your tone where you can make out the notes, but it's still got that dirt that you want to hear in metal guitars.
Yeah, we use JW's. It's a Marshall DSL 100 or 120.
Yep.
That is the core rhythm tone that you hear on the new stuff. It's just I have a for live. I use the PRS MT15, and I mean it for a little lunchbox amp is a crusher. I mean, that thing is just amazing. I'm looking into buying another one just in case something happens to my first one. I'll pop a tube. I'll at least have one to use, as a backup. Because I know the 100 just came out, but I know the 15 works well. It does what I need it to do. I don't necessarily need a third channel. If I need crunch, I can just add another overdrive or distortion pedal to the chain.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, the core rhythm tone is the Marshall DSL 100. It's JW's tone. He uses a little bit more bass frequencies than I do. I kind of put a hump in my mids, and then put a little bit. I actually do the Bob Rock trick from the Black Album. Instead of scooping the mids and boosting the bass and treble, I actually kind of pull my bass and treble back and boost my mids. So.
In all fairness, whenever you start scooping your mids, Dime was a big fan of scooping the mids, but
he had the EQ pedal with the V or the V shape.
Exactly. You kind of lose something a little bit, in my opinion. So yeah, good call. Keeping the mids in there, because without it, I don't know. In my opinion, unless you're like Dime, which I'm not, you lose something, in my opinion.
Yeah,
you're nickel.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say with our material, especially, we're not just hitting just a straight bar chord, where it's just you're just all top three strings are on the third fret. We add a lot of fifths, extra root notes in on chords. And even though it is highly distorted, you want to still have that articulation, because it does have it gives it a certain sound.
Perhaps that's why I thought you were in A standard tuning, because there were notes
Could be.
because there were notes that I was hearing within the chord, and usually whenever you're in a drop tuning, you're only hitting those first three strings, and that's it.
Right. Yeah, but we try to we really just as far as the layers go, we try to color as best we can. Just because when you got three guitars, also when you play live, you want it to make sense and kind of justify the third guitar, which Jesse does a phenomenal job of doing. Because like if we need a weird lead for a song, like just some we need this oddball lead for just this short section. Here he'll come in with this just, oh, what about this? And it's like, yeah, that okay.
Yeah.
So my question is there any Tool influence?
Yeah,
I thought I picked up on
that guy.
Dana Carey.
Yeah. I hope my can you hear me all right? My computer's freaking out.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I played in Tool tribute bands. One in San Diego and another one out here before and during the time that I've been with Broken Side. So just learning how Danny Carey does shit really influenced the way that I do things because you have to have the sticking and things. So, a lot of fills are Danny Carey influenced. And then, I like Tool to say the least.
That's why I asked, because listening to that, it kind of seemed like you were picking up on some of Danny's vibes there. That's why I was like, okay, Tool influence. Yeah. I thought I heard it. So.
Lyrical style, kind of for
bit,
sure.
Yeah.
I heard some Tool. This was a lot darker tone song than The Flaw, So, but I like that direction that you went with this song.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely.
It's a really good move. The other one's was more like, I can rock to this,
Oh yeah.
This one is like, it's its own vibe. So I kind of like, that dark tone personally.
That's the best way you can put it.
Just hold on, because we've got some stuff coming it's in that vein. We're exploring, I guess you could say.
I can't wait now.
It's a lot of fun.
That's how you grow. Yeah.
Justin, there is a wonderful Drumeo episode. Are you familiar with Drumeo?
Yes, I love those videos.
There is a wonderful Drumeo episode of Mike Portnoy trying to learn Numa. And it took him, it was either an hour or a couple of hours. It's 6 hours. Yeah. It took him fucking hours.
6 hours.
Sit there 6 hours analyzing the song.
Yeah. And then he was like, all right, give me the annotation so I can actually see what it is. And then I'll do it. So
I saw it was wonderful how he really gave Danny Carey props at the end. I mean, this coming from Mike Portnoy.
Right.
The praise that he gave to Danny Carey, I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we do have Ryan in the chat. He said a little late, but I made it. That sounds fucking awesome.
And thank you for watching, buddy.
Thanks, Ryan.
Shit.
He said Knoxville seems to have an amazing, an awesome metal rock scene. I just recently covered a song by another local Knoxville metal band, Quiescent Mantis, I guess is how, I don't know.
Quiescent
Mantis, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
shout out to Chris and Jordan and Johnny.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so, those are our boys. We love those guys.
Nice.
They're
Small
amazing.
world. Ryan
that's a hell of a
yeah, Ryan is a badass guitarist in his own right. So he did do a cover and shouted out it was like, hey, Knoxville local band, here you go. So he's phenomenal guitar player in his own right. So that's awesome. Small world.
Yeah, that's totally cool.
That's awesome. So we were talking about influences. So who would you say would be your biggest influence? I mean, obviously Danny for Justin, but are there any other influences that you would say really influence you on how you play?
Mark Tremonti in the Blowfish.
There you go.
Um, I love Hootie and the Blowfish too.
I was celebrating your Mark Tremonti answer there. That dude. I don't even know
He's
what
a
to say.
monster.
Yes.
He's kind of, because that's what, like, a lot of people probably don't know this, but that's like when his debut solo record release. He came off of doing the Full Circle World Tour and writing a Creed record into writing an Alter Bridge record into recording, producing, and releasing his solo record within a 4-year span. So you're talking about collectively in a 4-year span, this guy goes out and writes 42 songs and then does world tours on top of that.
Dude's a beast.
Like, give me a break. And like, I'm glad he's starting to get his props, because for a while there, it kind of looked like he was just going to kind of fly under the radar and like nobody's ever going to give him his flowers. And I'm really happy that he's starting to, like, people are like, this guy's a dude.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is awesome. That's a really good answer. So before we let you guys go, what can we expect next from Broken Side?
Well, we're hard at work on the new EP. We're going to be booking shows as they come, if they make sense, because we all still have day jobs. Justin's computer's being crappy. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
But still got the day job, so we got to work around that, and make sure all our ducks are in a row, because we don't like to, like with shows and things, we don't really like accepting late show offers, because kind of cuts your legs out from under you as far as your promotion. We like to, if we only get 10 people to show up, I would still like the time to be able to get those 10 people interested in to show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if we sell out every night we play, but like, at least give me a week or two, or preferably a month or a couple months in advance to let's promote. But we're going to put in some shows here and there. We're going to be on a festival in Asheville called Day of Rock.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming up. Yeah, that we're going to be closing the night out Sunday. So we got that coming up. But really, we're just kind of, we call these our down years. Like we release an EP, play a bunch of shows, and then it's like we have a down year where we got to really just get in this rehearsal space, get new songs ironed out. Because with us, it's usually I have a lot of bands where one guy is your primary songwriter and does 90% of the heavy lifting, and the other guys will contribute something here or there.
Right.
But with this band, I mean, I can fully say it's a collective effort. Like, we'll play these, we'll write a song and play it the same way for a month, and then come back and JW will be like, yeah, I don't like the rhythm riff. Let's add this color on it. So we're hard at work getting the EP ready. Gonna try to do some cool stuff in the meantime, and just hopefully the next couple of years we'll be able to throw in a couple more tours here and there.
Was it hard finding a studio out there out of the millions of studios probably, and you kind of keyed on one that works for your style?
Well, Dalton Skinner is he's the producer engineer at Anchor Sound Studios. That's who we've been using. The first EP was with him, second EP was with him, and the new stuff has been with him. And we went to a couple of different places, tried some things out, but with him, it's just he's done the genre, primarily. And he's a musician and vocalist himself, so he has a little bit of more insight in how the songwriting process goes, and like what you're trying to achieve when you track your songs, and I mean, he's just done a phenomenal job, really. I mean, he's just top tier professional guy. He's really nice. I mean, he lets you try anything you want to try, and like that's one cool thing I like about Final Notice is that was our first time actually using a little bit of post production, which I was very excited about, because as much hate as Nickelback gets, which and I think is unjustified, if you listen to a Nickelback mix, I mean, their production is top notch. I mean,
Yes, it is.
you know,
Right.
I mean, that's like the San Quentin guitar tone. Like, I know die-hard metalheads that play 8 strings that would love to have that tone.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just
And
brutal.
he's
I mean,
playing all 6 string.
yeah. But if you listen to that tone, and especially in isolation, I think Unstoppable Recording Machine just did a video where they got the stem tracks from San Quentin. I mean, you listen to the rhythm tone, and you're like, this is Nickelback. They use this tone. It's disgusting. I mean, in the best way possible, obviously.
Well, it's good to have a producer or sound engineer that's growing with you with your sound, and they know about you. So
yeah, he keeps getting he definitely keeps getting better, and I mean, he's gotten a lot of work, and I mean, he's building up a studio, and I mean, he's he's making moves. I mean, you got to do what you got to do in the music scene. Got to hustle.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I can't wait to hear what you guys put out next. I'm really, really excited. And where can people find you guys on social media? I know down there at the bottom of your screen you have their Facebook link, so go look them up. But where else can people find you?
We're also on Instagram. We haven't tried to do X. I don't know. I was never a really big Twitter fan, anyways.
Me either.
Yeah, same.
And it doesn't really, and Twitter doesn't necessarily to me seem like it's like very like band friendly. Like it's like you don't like. I haven't ever heard somebody come to one of our shows and be like, "Oh, I seen somebody post the show flyer to Twitter today."
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the website. You can hit us up on brokensideband.com. And
YouTube.
Yeah.
We have I think a lot of the Outlaw sessions, our acoustic videos we did are on there, and some I think when we played when we played at the Shed.
Yep. Puddle of Mud or Saliva. I don't remember which show that was, but
I think it was the Puddle when we opened for Puddle of Mud.
Yeah, that was an awesome show. There was probably 2,000 people there. It was just
2,800.
Yeah, it was great.
That was cool.
So in the description of the video, if you guys click, their website is there. Highly recommend you go check them out. When you go to Facebook, I say this all the time. You're never going to hear me not say this. Make sure you don't only like their page, make sure you follow so you get all the updates of where they're going to be, all the new things coming out. Be sure to tune in. And yeah, we appreciate you guys coming on and being a part of Off the Record.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Yep.
Definitely.
Awesome. So we'll see you guys next Tuesday. And again, thanks. And I can't wait to see what you guys do next.
Later.
Thanks,
guys.
Podcast.
Really.